The Giants quarterback room has assembled 100 days until the season kicks off. That's Dart.
Why do we have the close-ups below?
DeVito, Jameis, and Russ. I don't know. What do you want, the close-ups up top? What's your problem?
We just didn't do like just the whole picture of that.
She's got issues with your show, Noah.
We needed to see.
We'll talk after.
We'll talk to somebody about that.
Jaxson Dart has issues as well. He's wearing number 6. You know, he wants that number 2, but cornerback Deonte Banks has number 2. Dart says Banks is asking too steep of a price. So he's going to be
what?
He didn't say. He just said it's too much.
Figures, I would imagine.
Is that what it goes for? $1 million, Kyle?
6 is usually agreed upon. 7 is kind of like, you want it that bad,
Wow.
bro?
That's ridiculous.
Seriously, like that's how much, like, okay, I'm with you though, but you've played. Like, if somebody really, really wanted your number and you really, really wanted to keep it.
Nobody ever wanted my number because it was a lineman number. But if I was a sexy, skilled player and somebody wanted my number, I'd be like, $1 million, you can take it.
Well, that's Kyle Long, and that's Pete Prisco, the Bald Boys. They both freshly shaved today. Freshly shaved.
The Bald Boys.
You know what they call you? The Disgusting Brothers. That's what they're calling you upstairs.
That's a
How did
compliment.
you not get
That's pop culture, Pete.
I've never been in a
That's
fight.
from
Succession.
Yes, let's talk quarterback battles here, and when we might see each one of these high-profile rookie quarterbacks start a game this season. And we'll start with Jaxson Dart. I think the question, though, is, Pete, how much does this regime in New York being on the hot seat play into when we might see Dart this season?
I think it will play into it, and it should play into it. If you're those guys, why not? Russell Wilson will start the season. I think that's a given. If Russell Wilson plays like he did in Pittsburgh, he won't be there long. And that means you go to Jaxson Dart. I don't think you go to Jameis Winston. I think he's the emergency quarterback. I think you go to Jaxson Dart. And if Jaxson Dart plays relatively well, and they only win 5 games, but there's progress there as a quarterback, then I think Brian Dable for sure will come back the next year, in large part because you don't want the guy learning a new system the next year. So I think it saves his job in that scenario if he shows progress. If he doesn't, they're all gone. So I think that's the way they handle it.
I think Jaxson Dart's a guy that Giants fans are going to beg to see, honestly. I mean, with Russell Wilson at the quarterback position, it's kind of like, you know, S&P 500. It's going to go up a little bit, it's going to go down a little bit. You're never going to have those days where you set the record offensively. And with the way that defensive roster is constructed, they're going to be in a lot of ball games. They're going to want some juice at the quarterback position, which leads me to Jameis Winston. And he's another stock that you can't necessarily dump all your funds into because he could throw for 30 touchdowns, could also throw for 30 interceptions. People want to see Jaxson Dart go. I think it'll be sooner rather than later with Jaxson Dart.
What are we talking here? Month 1, month 2, month 3?
Week 4.
Quarter 2.
Week 4.
Start of quarter 2 of the season. So week 4, week 5, week 6, somewhere in there.
Let's go to the Titans here. Of course, they had the #1 overall pick in Cam Ward, so you would assume this is going to be the guy starting. But your baby boy, William Donovan Levis.
Is that his middle name?
Donovan?
Pounds, 8 ounces.
7 pounds, 8 ounces. Just, you know, perfect little baby boy.
He worked with Jordan Palmer this offseason to fix some of the flaws in his game, and there were flaws in his games. There's no doubt about it. The biggest flaw, though, in his game is him. And the reason I say that is when things go bad, he allows them to continue to go bad. And if you're a quarterback in this league, you have to put those behind you, and he has a problem doing that. Can he get that fixed? If he can, he's got all the skills. He's got this arm, he's got the ability, he's got the toughness, he can do it all. And so I think there would be a quarterback competition at somewhat if they allow it to play out. But has he fixed the flaw right here? And that's the biggest one with him.
Okay, so what about Cam Ward, though? The question being, these rookie quarterbacks, when do they start?
I think he starts right away. Look, Will Levis could outplay him in every practice and in every preseason game, and he's not going to start on opening day.
#1 pick.
Right. There's a reason.
You have to, right? Like, I mean, there's no choice.
You picked him. Let's just say they go.
You don't buy a Ferrari and not fire that thing up.
Right.
I want to start that engine up and see that thing roll a little bit. But we still got Will Levis in the garage.
What if Cam Ward was bad in the offseason, bad in training camp, and didn't play that well in the preseason, but Levis did? Who would you start? They'd still start Cam Ward.
Yep. Have to get your feet wet. Have to let these young quarterbacks get some experience. It's the only thing that we didn't know about them coming into the NFL draft. How are they going to fare in the NFL? And you got to give these guys opportunities to mess up. They gave Will Levis plenty of opportunities to mess up.
So you guys both have him starting week 1, Cam Ward, the #1 pick. Let's go to the guy that many thought might go #2 right behind him up until a few days before the draft, Shedeur Sanders, who fell to the 5th round behind fellow rookie Dillon Gabriel. When do we see him start a game, and is it before Dillon Gabriel, Pete?
I don't think you see him start a game, and I don't think he starts before Dillon Gabriel. There was a reason they picked Dillon Gabriel 2 rounds ahead of him, and obviously they thought he was a better player, and most of the league thought the same thing. So when you look at it, I don't think Shedeur Sanders will start a game this year. I think Joe Flacco starts on opening day. I think with the idea that he would be the quarterback for the entire season. If he's not, then I think they go to one of the 2 young guys. You know, let's not forget Pickett's there, but I said this a couple times today. I think if Sanders and Gabriel show enough in the preseason and through training camp that they can be quality or backups in the NFL, and one of them might develop into a starter, then I think they peddle one of the veterans. Whether it's, I don't think it's Flacco, I think it would be Pickett, to a team that's desperate. Like, for example, you see a guy go down in training camp or a backup go down in training camp, you might see a team get desperate and make a move for Pickett.
I think the thing that stood out to me about Shedeur Sanders in college was his pocket presence, his ability to remain calm in the pocket when everything was going crazy around him. Dillon Gabriel had the luxury of playing for Oregon. I think we might see Shedeur Sanders play this season as the quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. I do think it'll be Joe Flacco at the beginning of the year, but as we know with guys that age who have been around for so long, you don't know if he can be there the whole year. I think that we could see Shedeur Sanders play for the Cleveland Browns at one point this season, and I'm rooting for him to get an opportunity.
I'm going to fix your mic because that's what's rubbing, and we're just going to do it in the middle of this. I know they're probably in the thing like, why is she getting off of her chair? But that's what was rubbing.
That's a good teammate.
That is a good teammate,
bottom line,
right?
Joe Flacco's going to be the starter. I think Shedeur Sanders will get an opportunity, and I think Kenny Pickett will be the odd man out in that room because they've got some young, experienced guys.
I don't think Shedeur Sanders is better than Dillon Gabriel, and I don't think the Browns.
I think we're gonna have to see that in the preseason and training camp, and that's why they do those so many thousands.
That's why they play the game.
Yeah. That's right.
As Chris Berman said.
I've heard that before.
Let's go to Seattle here. They have Jalen Milroe, took him in the 3rd round, and look, you have Sam Darnold there, and who else? Who did we say? Drew Lock is there. In case you forgot about him.
How could you forget about Drew Lock?
He's been a part of some really interesting trades, though.
So Pete said
Jalen Milroe. When does he get the start? Does he at all this season?
Oh boy, I think barring an injury for Sam Darnold, I don't necessarily think Jalen Milroe will be out there playing quarterback for the Seahawks. And you said earlier, you are who you are in the NFL, and then I responded, well, you also get the opportunities that you earn. And Sam Darnold's play last year earned him a spot elsewhere. I don't think it'll be the same level of success, obviously. He had a picture-perfect setup in Minnesota. He won't have that in Seattle. And with the exodus of talent at the receiver position, it could be even tougher. A lot of expectations for Sam Darnold. I don't think Jalen will be out there.
We won't see Milroe start this year, but we will see Milroe. I think they will put packages in for Milroe.
Okay.
And I think they'll get creative with him and find ways to get him on the field in some situations. Because
like Justin Fields, Russell Wilson?
Maybe not to that degree, but you'll see packages for him. With the ball under his arm, he is electrifying as a runner from the quarterback position. So I think they will get him involved someplay. But I don't. If he's starting games this year, even if Darnold were to get hurt, I think they'd go to Locke. Because I don't think this kid's ready to be quarterback right now.
Locke's got some juice.